Hey, what's up everybody? So today we're going to show you how to do a simple time-lapse video using a MacBook, a Canon EOS 7D, and a generic intervalometer. In this case, it's Shoot. Um, very basic. You can get it for about 20 bucks off Amazon or eBay. For this segment, a couple things which you want to factor in before you take your time-lapse video. It's basically your lighting. You may want to make sure there's no glare on the lens. The filter you're going to use, whether it's an indoor shot or an outdoor one. And last but not least, the stability factor. For that, we're going to use a tripod. Obviously, you don't want the image jumping while you're playing back your time-lapse video. The setup is pretty simple. Use whatever settings you have on your camera already. We're going to start off with autofocus. Once you set up your camera on the tripod, pick a certain frame you want to shoot, you want to make time-lapse video of. You just hit the shutter button halfway. That's going to allow the camera to focus automatically, pick the best kind of settings, and then after that you want to change the settings from auto to manual. Once that's done, just basically take your intervalometer. Um, so it's got a couple of different settings here. You see the delay, the long interval, then N, which is the number of pictures it's going to take, or it's going to run for, and a little music icon for beeps whenever it takes a photo. The little website, I'll provide the link. Basically, it allows you to pick what your frame rate is. You can specify exactly how long the event is, which you're going to capture, and then at the end, it'll give you a time, a very basic understanding of how long your time lapse video will come out. There are other ways to speed it up even after that. For this video, we're just going to use iMovie because that's one of the simplest softwares to use for this case. Afterwards, you can use, for example, Final Cut Pro to speed it up even more. Once you do that, for a 7D, basically on the side, if you open one of the flaps, um, you'll see a kind of a connector right here for the intervalometer. The input for the intervalometer kind of looks like this. So you just connect it inside. What I was explaining before for the manual and autofocus, that is found right here above the stabilizer option. So right now we have it at autofocus. Once we set it up on the tripod, and we have our shot, everything's ready to go. We just move it from AF to MF to indicate manual focus, and just hit the start button on the intervalometer. Since we're using just a regular MacBook Pro, just upload it using Photo Uploader, which comes with a Mac readily installed. After that, one of the things which I like to do, since the images we're capturing on the 7D are very high quality, so they tend to be of a very big size. In this case, I think the average size per picture is about 5 megabytes, so especially if you're looking at creating a very long time lapse, that please make sure you have plenty of space available on the camera. And also, one other thing you want to double check is the camera battery life. Definitely, recharge the battery as much as you can and then plug it in. After all that's done, basically you're done with the hardware scope. You can put the intervalometer, the camera, the tripod away, and then just go to your computer. Once you come onto the computer, image uploader, we're going to use a tool called Resize. which is free, available for Windows and Mac. Very easy to use interface. You basically just specify the folder which has all the pictures stored, and once you hit a certain setting, what I like to use is 1080 by 720. Just JPEG files. They come out with increasingly high quality, and the file size goes from 5 megabytes to about 700 kilobytes. So that's very helpful for storage purposes. Once all that's done, you're ready to go. You just open iMovie, create a new project, drag and drop your pictures from the folder, every single one. Try to make sure they're in sequence. Go to the very first picture on iMovie, and it's going to give you a little kind of button on the picture, which if you click on it, it's going to give you different settings you can change. And once you're done with that, just hit the spacebar button. It's gonna play. You can see if it looks good for you. If it does, perfect. You can export it right away. After that, really, it's just if you're happy with the video, you just upload it, extract it however you want. And one thing to be very careful about is that iMovie uses backup files. In some cases, it once you delete the project, it'll delete those too. But sometimes, especially if you're using the really high quality images, which are about 5 megs each, those backup files can be very, very large as well. So after you're done with everything, I guess create your own backups, external hard drive or another computer. And if you don't want to take up any of your own hard drive space, you can delete those backups yourself. Other than that, really, you created your time lapse and you're good to go.